Hey, my truth seekers, welcome back to another section of this trial right here. Let me make sure that I get my mic together. And this right here is part two. So, in case you haven't watched the very beginning of it, guys, make sure you go ahead and check that out. Just making sure that my mic is clear, everything is together, guys. This right here, I mean, this was good. This was good. And like I said, when it comes to Nature Boy, Eligio Bishop, attorney Booker, this man, I mean, he's not playing. I don't think that this going to last no more than maybe a week, before they go and make a decision, because he's not playing at all. So again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. I see my girls in the house. Logical speak. Let me see if she want to come in. She said everything is clear. Let me go ahead and let her in. But guys, this right here, this was a ride, man. This was very, very interesting. This right here to me is like a reality show. So let me go ahead and put this disclaimer on, but I'm not going to play no clips, no videos, because it was already said around the courthouse and stuff like that. The news people, if you play their videos, their content, put it on your channel, they going to strike it down. So I'm going to abide by the rules. So let me go ahead and let Lodge in. Hey, Lodge.
Hey there, Lady D. How are you today?
Girl, I am doing great, girl. I just been glued to YouTube. I mean, it's just like a reality show. Have you been watching?
You know what? I caught bits and pieces here and there. I was in the middle of housework and cooking. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know anything about this young man. You know,
Oh, okay.
once I started communicating with you, is the first time I had ever heard of him.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's really going on.
Wow, like I said, this right here, this is a ride. This is very interesting. And
Mhm,
I don't know if you saw, I think you did. Because I saw where you comment
mhm.
this morning. I went ahead and came live and talked about, some of the stuff that is going on. And
Mhm.
guys, this right here, if you're not familiar, this is not no reality show, but it's just like a reality show. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to make a document of this right here. You're gonna see
Right.
this right here. I don't know if it's
Or
gonna be on
maybe
Lifetime or
might even
streaming.
be a movie made.
You think a movie?
It could possibly be. I could see them turning
Mm-hmm.
the documentary into a movie because
Yeah, it might
it's
be.
very different. You don't hear about
Mm-hmm.
these particular cases in America. So I can see
Yeah.
them making a movie about this.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think BBC is over there, and some other people out there doing a documentary, but
Mhm.
this is very, very interesting, and like I said, when it comes to whether you want to call it a tribe or cult, it's not like Nature Boy is the first one that, came and discover, having a cult. This
Mhm.
existed all the way from the beginning of life,
Mhm.
and it's nothing new. And now we had some, like who that was, Jim Jones and
Yeah.
Charles Manson, but I
Yeah.
never really heard of any black cults, coming together and unliving, anyone. I never heard any
Me
black
either.
ones. No,
Me
no,
either.
no,
I've
no,
never heard of a black cult leader.
no. Quine S is in the house. She say, "Hey, ladies."
Hey, Kwan.
Yeah, you never really heard. And like I said, especially when it comes to this generation right here, this generation is sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I know that when, especially when our people come together, to them, it's like it's a threat. They don't want to see us unite. They don't want to see us to come together. And anytime when they see us, unifying, then it makes them nervous, where they want to go ahead and dismantle it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a black cult leader back in the 70s. A guy that had several women. I'm going to have to uh, remember his name, but they did. I think they ended up deleting him or locking him up. Yeah, it'll come to me. But it was a
I
man.
think it was what's his name? Because I used to talk to his son. We used to talk on the phone all the time. Dr. York. I think Dr. York, right? You talking about Dr. York?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
they did. Yeah, they did. Went ahead and locked him up.
Right, right, back in the
Yeah,
70s.
Dr. York. So,
Yeah,
girl, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and like I said, you don't follow it, but you logic, okay?
right.
You are logic. So they open up, after lunch because it was a lot of disturbing things that was going on. They
Hmm.
had YouTubers, going into the court. Did you YouTubers going into the court and recording the trial, knowing that the judge already stated no one is not to record in the courthouse.
Oh,
And
wow.
they went ahead and they had to go and to court, not go to court, go to lunch at
Uh-huh.
11:30, or maybe the attorneys and a judge, they wanted to, to iron some of this stuff out. But what do you think about these YouTubers recording stuff in the court, knowing that the judge told them not to do it?
Yeah, everybody wants to be the first one to post it on their YouTube page in order to get the viewers, the clicks, the comments. Maybe they might have to put it in the
Absolutely.
courtroom besides specific people that they choose to be there. What did Quan say?
Kwan said recently there was a church culture
Yeah.
culture in Africa where the members of followed the pastor teaching to starve themselves to death.
Oh,
There
wow.
were hundreds that died. Happened a couple of months ago. Wow. Was
Wow.
it a black? If she say Africa, yeah, Africa.
Yeah.
But mostly, I'm talking about like in the states. I really never heard nothing like that in the states. But
Wow.
in Africa, it has a lot of different cults in Africa. Starbucks said, "Hey, everyone."
Hey, Star. Yeah, I imagine there are cult leaders all over. We just don't know about it. This guy
No, no.
is the
They
first.
live under the radar. The
Yeah.
thing about when it came to Nature Boy, where I think he messed up at, he made everything so public.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So, the women, I think I saw three different women. Are they all testifying against him?
Well, so far, they called Velvet, they called Kendra, they called another one. I'm not familiar with her,
Hmm.
and Natiri. But I think when it came to Natiri, I think that she went ahead and she perjured herself because
Hmm.
when Nature Boy attorney Booker asked her, about she wanted to be queen. She said she have no remembrance of that, but that was the first thing, when she was coming on these bloggers. That's what she was talking about because that's what it was all about. She didn't make it queen, so for her to say she doesn't remember, right there, to me that was perjury because she know that was it was all about. She left because Nature Boy did not pick her. Nature Boy went ahead and picked Malia.
Okay. Well, it seems that it's customary in the cults that everybody, especially the women, even the men, are subservient to the leader and saying no to anything. Sexual advances, cooking,
Mm-hmm.
cleaning is not tolerated. And if
Mm-hmm.
you say no, you're going to eventually have to say yes because
What you mean? What you mean by that?
I mean, and what I've seen in the few cults that I'm familiar with, like the Charles Manson guy and Jim Jones, nobody said no to them. That Jim
Mm-hmm.
Jones had um, relations with anybody in
Mm-hmm.
that cult that he wanted, the men and the women. Nobody said no to him. So
No, no,
it was customary, even for this guy, Nature Boy. Who's going to say no to him? Uh,
absolutely.
mhm.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Go ahead.
The girl, you said her name is Natiri.
Yes.
Natiri uh, said that she was willingly a partner of his, intimately. But at some point, it seems like her answer was no. And he
Mm-hmm.
what it seemed like she's saying is he forced himself on her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
is that the case? I mean, is that what happened?
well, that's what she said, but also she told the attorney, and I'm not going to go ahead of myself because I wrote down a lot of notes.
Okay.
But she wrapped her legs around Nature Boy. So
Oh,
when they was making love, she wrapped her legs. Now, who going to wrap their legs around someone that is, graping you? Make it make sense.
wow. Okay,
Which
let me get this.
if someone was graping you, and I'm gonna say grape, okay? You know what I'm
Right.
talking
You
about,
know, I know
right?
groping. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm not saying groping. I want to say the aura, but I'm just,
Oh, okay.
rhyming it.
Okay. Okay. I got
Yes.
you.
So I'm
Got
talking about the big aura, not
you.
no
Okay.
groping. I'm
Okay. I
talking
got
about the big aura.
you.
But
Okay.
just say right now, if someone was doing the big aura to you, would you wrap your legs around that person?
No, but let me ask you a question. If you wrap your legs around somebody and they have intentions on going all the way, and you say no, what is that person supposed to do?
If a person said no, if you say no
I
means
mean, like
no.
the Terry, even though she's got her legs wrapped around him in the middle before she decides, no, I don't want to do this. The answer is no. What is that person? What is the guy supposed to do?
Well, he's supposed to stop
Continue?
because no means
Right,
no.
right. Okay, okay,
But if you lashing your legs around him and saying no, but yet you still, tightly close to him, that to me,
hmm
are you saying no because you don't want to do it? Are you saying no because, it's something that is making you upset, but you still in love with that person? Let's just sit there. Let's go
hmm
ahead and play it out. Okay, let's play it out. Just say right now, you was with your partner. Your partner had you upset because, it's something that did not go your way,
Okay.
and you went in his room because first of all you already was out the door,
Okay.
not once but twice. You was out the door. You
Okay.
had both of your suitcases outside, but
hmm
yet you let your driver stay there while you wanted to go upstairs to tell that person bye. And
hmm
once you went in and you told that person bye, you guys end up, talking, and even though you was hurt, but he you embraced him and you guys was hugging, and just imagine that then you wrap your legs around him, then you guys making love, and you getting you getting into it, but
hmm
in the meantime you still saying no, no, no.
hmm
Wh- I I don't know. I don't know. It's just so hard. Let's see what they say. For the life of me, I could not understand why he had such a huge follower. uh Also, Starbucks says it depends on the situation. If a matter of life or death, you might do something that might seem weird just to survive. I'm just playing
Oh.
devil's advocate.
Mhm,
Absolutely true. So let's go ahead, because I don't want to go ahead of myself, but I
mhm,
know a lot of this stuff right here to me was clout chasing, and these
mhm,
people in their mind,
mhm,
from what I have observed,
mhm,
these people, Mona, if you want to come up, you're going to have the camera up. You're going to have the camera up, at least from the back, to let me see that you're a live person. So if you want to come up, I never saw anyone named Mona. Have you ever seen anyone named Mona? Okay, let me go ahead and let
mhm.
up. Hey, how are you doing? I can't hear you.
I'm doing all right. Can you hear me? Hold on, I might have to
Yeah, I
take
can
my
hear you real good.
headphones out. One
No, I can
moment.
hear you real good. I can hear you real
Yeah,
good.
I can hear
You
you.
can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not really like I've been looking at the case today at different platforms. Can I take my camera down? I ain't trying to show my identity too
Yes, you can.
much.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
Okay.
I just wanted to make
So
sure that you was a
towards
live
the
person.
oh yes, ma'am, I am. So towards the end of like the whole thing that's happening, I was like in the cult, but The thing about it is, I mean, everything that Janae is saying is like true as far as like her talking about, everything that happened with Nature Boy and stuff like that. That's true. Like that's just how the person was. I had connections to Kayla Butner, and we knew each other from like elementary school slash middle school. Went to elementary and middle school together, and me and her kind of rekindled. And I guess like when we rekindled, she was already like in the cult basically, but I had my own thing going on, so I didn't pay attention to whatever she had going on, or what she was posting on Facebook. We was just like talking in the DMs. And for a while I had connection with her, and around this time when we were kindled, she was with I forgot his name, but it was like a dark skinned guy, and I don't remember his name right now, but that's who she was with. And him and her would FaceTime me, and I would kind of talk to them. And that's when she kind of started telling me about Eligio and who he was, because I didn't have no recollection of him or any of his teachings or anything. And for a while, she was trying to get me to come over there, but I wasn't already like in a relationship. So I never went, because I was like, I don't know, like I'm in this relationship, but it wasn't a healthy relationship and stuff like that. So like towards the 2020, around September, that's kind of when me and her kind of rekindled again. And because like towards 2021, she put me in contact with Eligio. And
Mm-hmm.
Eligio, me and him like talked on like FaceTime, and he was like, come on, bring yourself. You ain't even gotta go through the process. Kayla already told me you real, because I mean Kayla has messaged me before and like, asked me to buy art supplies and stuff like that. And I'm an artist. So, I've sent money. I've never gave them personal money, but I told her like, hey, you could go to Michael's and pick up art supplies and stuff like that. And that's just kind of, that was my friend. And I know her family very well. So me and her cousin was like very close. And so that's kind of like, but I was hesitant to join because I didn't know too much about it. But like towards 2020, I ended up like going. Me and her got back into contact, and she put me back again in contact with Eligio. And he's like, you always playing, you don't never come. And I'm like, cause stuff be going on and I don't, know what y'all on and stuff like that. And he was like, what you mean you don't know what we on? I'm like, I don't know. He was like, you trust Kayla? And I'm like, yeah, I trust her. Well, he called her Afro, because they don't call each other by their names. I'm like, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
do. So I ended up going there. I lived in, at the time, Nashville, Tennessee, and he had True, and at the time I forgot, I think Pisces. He had
Mm-hmm.
them drive to Nashville and come and get me. Like they literally drove 4 hours and came and get me, and we drove 4 hours back.
Mm.
And when I got there, like, you know, basically, like, I don't know, it, like, he got mind control over people. That's one thing I can say. Like,
Mm.
he he's like this person that, I don't know, like, everybody in my opinion was brainwashed. Me personally, I have a different willpower. Like, the moment in
Mm-hmm.
life when I even went up there, like, it was a lot going on in my life. So, and I just got out of that relationship. So, I wanted people to be around, and like Efru, she would talk to me and make it seem like she cared about me and stuff like that. And I mean, like I said, I knew her cousin. So I trusted some of what she was saying, like, oh, I'm gonna be a part of the family and all that other stuff. So when they came and got me, I packed my stuff and I left, and I went up there. But when I got there, like, yeah, like when I first came up, I walked upstairs, and this was around the time that Juju, may God rest his soul, he rejoined, because he came around the same time that I came, but somebody basically went and got him, and he came around the same time I came, but I was upstairs. Like when I came up, I walked upstairs, it was like, oh, everybody's waiting for you. So when I walked in the room, everybody like sitting down, they like took my bags and took them
So where was
downstairs.
that? Not to interrupt you, that was in
Th-
Atlanta or that was
yeah,
in the
this was in
projects?
Atlanta. This was in
Okay.
Atlanta. This was literally like 6 days before the stuff that happened. And no,
Wow.
I'm
Hmm.
not talking about Loyal. I'm talking about Juju. Oh yeah, well I am talking about Loyal. My bad. But of course I don't know everybody's names because I wasn't equipped with the cults. I wouldn't know everybody's names. I wouldn't be familiar with these people. Like I wasn't watching teachings, and this was over the time. I wasn't like watching teachings like I'm reading the comments, but I wasn't watching no teachings of this man. Like it wasn't like I've seen other people like they say like they were watching teachings. It wasn't like that for me. I was in connection with somebody that was already there, and I knew her and I knew her family, and
So
I
you're saying
knew her.
you knew Kaylin, right?
Yeah, yeah, I knew
Ephraim.
Kayla
Okay.
because we went to this school called IT Crestwell together. So I
Hmm.
knew her and I knew her cousin. Me and him worked at this store called a Keebelon in Nashville, which is like it was a black owned store. So I knew him very well too. So it wasn't like I was watching these people. When I came there, I didn't barely know of these people. I knew of her, and it was a dark skinned guy that I forgot his name. They used to FaceTime me when they were in Puerto Rico, and I was supposed to go to Puerto Rico, but it never happened because I was in a relationship and I kind of was iffy about leaving that relationship, because it was abusive, but I was iffy about leaving that relationship. And
Okay,
so,
so not to cut you off, but you're saying
yes,
that the
ma'am.
reason why, what made you want to connect with Nature Boy? Where did you came from out of abusive situation? That's why you was
Yeah,
interested in them.
yeah, I mean, Kayla, like I said, me and Kayla talk every now and then. Like we had, like at first when we were talking, her and the guy was like talking to me. So we would talk about knowledge. That's just how it was. We would FaceTime, we would talk about knowledge. We had like little debates when they had time. Like it's never not like I know people like I do believe they're brainwashed. Don't get me wrong, but like there wasn't times where like people were like, oh, we didn't have connection to people. They did though. They did have connections to people. Like Kayla still talked to her family every now and then.
Yeah,
She
because
talked to
Kayla,
me.
not to cut you off, but Kayla, her
Yeah.
mom and her grandmother, they was invited to Nature Boy's home.
But don't think of it like, oh, she supported her daughter being there. That's not the case. That was just only a cause to keep in contact with her daughter. Like, I'm being 100%. None of her family supported this. Her aunties didn't. Her mom didn't. Nobody supported Kayla being in a cult. Like, nobody did. It was just like in order to like make sure she's okay, make sure she don't die. Yeah, because if you like go against that, Kayla would stop talking to you. And that's
Okay,
how
so
it
did
went.
Kayla tell you that her family was not supported, or do you know
No,
their family
I
personally?
know her. That's what I'm saying. I know her family.
Oh, so you know Kayla's family.
Yes, yes. Her
Okay.
auntie, I know that her cousin who is her mom's sister, her son, I'm not gonna give out names.
No,
Like I
you don't
said,
have
me and
to.
him, yeah, me and him were like very, very close too. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody knew about what she was doing. I wasn't clear of that because me and him never talked about that. And I wasn't like on Facebook looking at what she was posting. Like every now and then I see her like posting dancing videos and stuff like that. I'll like it, keep it pushing. And then one day we were just talking, and that's when she kind of introduced me to whatever she had going on. And I was like, oh, okay, oh,
Now, can
cool.
I ask you
I
a
don't really
couple of
know about that.
questions?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
How long were you with the group?
I was
When
only there, I would say, for a month.
a month. Okay, my second
Hmm.
question is, you know what he's being accused of, the Ara, right?
Yes, and that's what I was saying. I agree. Me personally, I do agree with the charges. I agree with all of it. I,
Okay.
Mhm.
My
hmm
second question was it customary for if he chose someone for
hmm
intimacy, was it customary for them to submit, or could a person say no? I mean,
Personally, I don't think nobody could say no, and that's just me personally from what
uh,
I saw. My experiences there, like I said, my experiences there was very short lived. It was probably the
So when
worst
you say
experience
short, how
I
long is
had.
short? So how long is short?
I was there for a month. When I came there, the whole time when I came there, I came in September and
mm,
I
Okay.
left in March. And I left in March literally 6 days before the Janae situation, and I left 3 days before the Malia situation when Malia like ran outside. I left literally
Okay.
3 days before that.
So was
And
you ever on camera? Because
I was
he
on
filmed his
camera
entire life.
once. Yes, I was on camera once, and it was like literally one time I was like a girl. I was on all black, and
Hmm.
I mean, I just blended in with the boys, and I mean that was just what it was. And then it was another time I was on camera. He had us like doing some stupid stuff. I don't know what the hell we were doing. We was just standing up, and like I said, I didn't agree with it. So I'm like, why are we doing this? So I'm looking out the window, and he like, you said you wanted to be here, so turn around. And they were like
Hmm.
filming the whole thing. And so I turned around, and then like I tilt my head again, and he like said something. So I ran away like upstairs because I like the way I am, I'm gonna cuss you out. Like I don't like that. So he was like, go and check up on her. That was like really the only time I've been on camera. Other than that, he was like, the plan of it was he was gonna reveal it. Like
Hmm.
in one of his lives, he was gonna reveal I was there and all that other stuff. Even though
Hmm.
people already see me on live, but they think like, oh, he put her with the boys because of X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. But no, it wasn't because I got put with the boys because of like all this crazy stuff. It was because like I wore all black one day, and he was like, you don't fit in with the women because they got on colors, so go with the boys so it
Hmm.
can look organized. But other than
Okay,
that,
because
most of the time. Mhm.
yeah, because it was, said that, Nature Boy, he was very selective, of letting people, get very, very close to him, so for you to say that you had gotten that close to him. But the thing that I want to go ahead and talk about, I I know you're familiar with the case a little bit, but what you think about
Mhm.
when it comes to Nateri, going back and forth, she's in and out, like if she saw
I'm
that abuse, just like her
mhm.
attorney said, like I say, some of them have to take accountability. We could keep saying
They
that
do.
Nature Boy did this, Nature Boy did that, but we also have to take accountability to our actions because I remember when Nature Boy had said, first of all, his life is open, and he even said what he do. If you come in his house, he liable, to have sex with you, so you knew all the stuff that he does, but a lot of people still, they signed up for this. But when Nature Boy attorney had talked about, Nateria
Mhm.
went back not one, not two, but three times going back and forth, and she witnessed all that violence that had happened, which she said, he never, put his hands on her. But why do you think that, she went back, Nateri?
Personally, I mean, like I said, I feel like she came back because like me just being in an abusive relationship, period. Because I feel like she wanted to be loved. I mean, that's why I joined. I wanted, like, I have problems with my, I had a bad upbringing, just
Mm.
100%.
Can
And
I ask
then when I turned,
how old are
mhm,
you?
right now I'm 26, but when I joined, I
Okay.
was probably like 24, turning 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Um.
what Kwana asked. She said, "I want to know what her takeaway from her experience. What did she learn? Self-reflection, and how will she move forward?" Now I don't know, Kwana, or are you talking about Mona? What's your name, Moni, right?
Yes, money.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if she's talking about you, Moni, but can you just answer the question? What was your takeaway?
Sure.
You said that you was in the house for at least a
Hmm.
month. So what was your
I mean,
takeaway? What did you see? What did you experience when you was in that home?
okay, when I first got there, like I said, they kind of, I went upstairs. It was like they waited on you. That's kind of how the boys was. When I came up there, they had a camera that they were filming and all that other stuff. All the ladies was sitting down. The boys ended up they took my bags away. Then they all went up in the room too. And like I was sitting there, they was like, show us your tattoos, blah 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 blah. So I'm showing them my tattoo because I have a lot of tattoos on me, so I'm showing them my tattoos.
Mhm.
He made Malia kiss because I think at the time Malia was calling herself Bassin or something, which is Egyptian cat or whatever. And I
Mhm.
had that tattooed on me that I did myself because I do tattoos. So that's another reason
Okay.
why he wanted me to come up there. He like, you so talented. I want you to do my tattoos. I want you to do this, do my hair, like all this. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I come up there, he made Malia kiss Basson on my ankle. He tells me to get up, but like I'm really awkward as a person. So he wants me to dance with him and all this other stuff. But like I don't want to. I feel uncomfortable. So after that, like because I felt uncomfortable, he started treating me weird. So like I had like I'm really like I care about skincare a lot. So I guess I smelled like turmeric or something, or he was like, you smell good. What do you got on? And I was like, it's this turmeric soap I shower with and I got on perfume. So then he had these people like basically like constantly channeling turmeric, like yelling out loud, like turmeric, turmeric. And
Mhm.
they was just repeating it back and forth. So, that was like making me irritated. And so it made me standoffish. And then so he was like, "You getting mad and getting in my face," and I'm like, "You doing too much. Like you doing too much." And he was like, "I'm doing too much." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, I'm doing too much." She said I'm doing too much, and everybody was like looking at me and stuff like that. And kind of like after that, he started isolating me. So like when it was like I slept or whatever, like because he slept in threes, like how Janae was saying.
Yeah, I
He
did hear
slept
that.
in
Mhm.
threes. So what happened was he put me as a one, and
Mhm.
loyal, I guess not Juju, because that's who picked me up. Juju and True is who picked me up. But loyal, he came back. And when he came through the door, Nature Boy was like, "Oh, this nigga who left or whatever." So he was like, "Get on your motherfucking knees." So everybody like standing there watching, and Loyal kisses his feet and he
Oh my
kicks Loyal. He like, "I don't want your goddamn kisses." So I'm
Mhm.
over here like, what the freak? Like, I don't know. And then it's kind of like Janae said, it's no locked doors. So I remember I wanted to go and brush my teeth because it was time to go to sleep or whatever. Basically, they were like, Zoka was taking a bath, and I was like, I don't want to go in there. She's taking a bath. She was like, it's fine. It's no locked doors. You could
Mhm.
brush your teeth or whatever because, you know, basically, it is what it is. So I was like, all right, cool. So, kind of like when I was about to go to sleep, he called all the ladies in the room except for me. So he isolated me from
Mhm.
everyone. And then like the next day, he called me in there to do his hair. And I was doing his hair, but his hair had like a lot of fucking dandruff in it. And
Okay.
they were trying to convince me, like, oh no, he gets dandruff because he's very smart and he makes dandruff and all this other stuff. And I'm like, no, he has dandruff. He needs some dandruff shampoo. They was like, we were using shampoo and all this other stuff. I'm like, no, he needs dandruff shampoo. And so they
Mhm.
go, I tell him the shampoo to get, they go and get the shampoo. But I told him I don't want to, his hair is a little dirty. But as far as like the women, they catered to him. They, while he was sitting down, they had to be on certain sides. If he tell you to move on that side, you move on that side. You tell him, he'd be like, wash my face. Malia be washing his face.
Yeah, I saw
I'll be,
that. I saw
yeah.
that.
So
So
that's
did you
that's
did you
that's how it
witness
was.
any abuse?
Other than Loyal getting kicked in the face and people like getting cussed out,
So
that's what I witnessed.
once you witnessed that, what did you do? What was your action? What did you say? Did you go, did
I
you
didn't say
talk about it
nothing,
or
but
you just stood there and watch?
I didn't say nothing because I just stood there and watched because
Mhm.
I didn't know what to do. It wasn't like I don't know what I was supposed to do. Like, like don't kick them in the face. It wasn't really too much for me to say, unfortunately. I
Mhm.
didn't come
So
there
you
for
didn't
that,
you
but
stay there? How many days you stayed in there after you saw that lawyer had got kicked in the face?
it was probably about like because I told you he came the same day I came, and that happened the
Oh,
same day I came.
wow.
So I
Mhm.
stayed after that.
Oh, so you
But
stayed.
yeah, but while I was there, as far as like seeing abuse, it would be more so yelling and
Okay.
like talking crazy too and saying blah 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 blah. But it wasn't like I seen him hit nobody other than kicking Loyal in the face. And
Oh, okay. So you have any
True was like,
questions you want to ask her, Lodge?
Yeah, I wanted to. I'm like Kwan, I think it was. Asked her, how would you rate your experience in the program? Positive or was it a negative? And would you do it
it
again?
was completely negative. And
Okay.
like I said, I was saying, everybody there, like, people were brainwashed. That's 100%. I've never believed he was God. That's not why I came there, because I believed he was God. It was kind of like put on to me, whatever, like da 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 da. That's how everybody truly
Or you just
believed.
wanted to
And I
experience it? What you saying? You
I
just
mean,
wanted to
I just
experience it
wanted
for
to
yourself?
be in an environment that people loved me in. Because, like I said, I grew up in a weird upbringing. So I didn't
Okay.
have people that truly cared about me. And when people say he did do the long talks, he did. We
Hmm.
was sitting there, and I mean, I didn't see women prostituting, but I would even assume that too, because it was like guys he was talking to it in Atlanta, and he'll like show like his like show the women, and the guy on the phone would be like, who's that right there, and
Hmm.
it'd be like, oh, da da da, you can't have that one, stuff like that. So I would
Yeah.
assume maybe they were prostituting, maybe they
Oh,
were
okay.
doing stuff. But as far as my concern, yes, he does do long talks, and the man gotta like stand on their knees. I always say the women don't stink, but the men do stink really bad
Okay.
because they
And
don't
so
shower as much.
another question that I want to ask, that when it comes to Nature Boy, he have a large catalog of all his teaching. Was you interested
Mm-hmm.
in any of those
Mm.
teaching, for you to be
Nah, I
going
never.
into what they call a cult? Because a lot of
Yeah,
people
I never
focusing
watched
on all
any
the
of the
drama. A
teachings.
lot of people focus on all the drama, but no one focus on all the teaching that he had, because he do have a large catalog of a lot of teaching that he was doing. And he also, most of them, they knew what they were getting into when they sign up for this right here. So you don't know anything about the teaching or anything.
Nah, most of the spiritual stuff, like that's the funny part about it. I was already spiritual before I knew
Hmm.
him, or when me and because like I said, I already Kayla's auntie is very spiritual. She sells spiritual jewelry. She sells earrings. She sells stuff like
Hmm.
that. So no, I've never ever like looked at any of his teachings. I didn't really have a familiar input about him. Like I seen bad stuff about him, and that's another thing. Me and Effie stopped talking for a minute because of that. Because I told
Hmm.
her about like what I seen once, and she
Yeah.
was like, "Are you calling him a devil?" And I'm like, "No, that's just I seen people saying that
Hmm.
about him." And
So I guess
but
Quana, not
I
to
don't
cut you off,
know.
but I think Quana is saying, what were you doing before, going into Nature Boy's home?
She
Because she
said
says
what
she
did
didn't
you
do
do
any due diligence
due
before going
diligence?
there.
Right.
So I guess you want to know what you was doing before, you decided to go into his home for a whole entire month.
Oh, she's saying I didn't do anything to get there because I guess people were doing
Hmm.
stuff to get there. But
Yes.
like I said, the first time I initiated contact with Eligio, it was 2021 or 2020, one of those. They were like in Puerto Rico,
Hmm.
and I never like one time, they sent me that, but when Efru, he asked Efru who, she was on the phone with one day. He was like, "Oh, this Monica or Monty or whatever." And he was like, "Who is that?" And he was like, "I went to school with her." He was like, "What you got doing, talking to her or whatever?" And she was like, "She cool. She the one who paid for the art supply." He was like, "Oh
Hmm.
yeah, put her on the phone." So that's kind of, it was like basically like, you ain't gotta go through the process. You could come right now. You could come right now. And I was like, he was like, Efru already checked you out. Come right now. She said she
Hmm.
trusts you. Come right now. So it wasn't I've never had a process. Like it was never like what people were
Oh,
saying. Oh,
okay.
we
It
have to
wasn't a process.
teach the
Oh, it
knowledge,
wasn't
and yeah,
process.
it wasn't process. It wasn't no process. And what I was doing before I even went there, I was in a relationship that I was in with an older guy when I turned 18. I never dated nobody, whatever. And I started
Hmm.
dating this older guy who was like 17 years older than me. And I was with him until I was 24.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
so, like, and I was kind of like manipulated by him and like certain thoughts and certain things.
Mhm.
So, it was just like when I got out of that relationship, it was like I was confused, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I just wanted to be loved. That's literally what it was. That was my experience.
So that
Okay.
was
She
like
said the reason why she asked that question. Hold up one second, Lodge.
okay.
She Quanda says that the reason I asked it because I normally conduct a thorough research due diligent as a person or a subject matter before jumping into it. So that's the reason why she had asked that question.
I mean, I
So
understand, but I mean,
yeah.
I knew her already. It ain't like I'm. Of course, I don't know the people she's talking about, but
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing of her. I know her. I know her family. So
Oh,
no, I'm not
okay.
thinking like, oh yeah, she's finna da 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 da. I don't know. She didn't speak ill of him. She never does. She never have. And even
Mhm.
when he first went to jail, I was living in Nashville because I don't live in Nashville no more right now. But I was living in Nashville and I was back staying with my dad, and she hit me up to like, can she? Because she was at her grandmother's house at the time,
You talking about Kayla?
and
Efru,
yeah,
right?
and this is
Mhm.
Efru, and this is when she went to wherever, like he went to jail, yada yada yada. Everybody like went separate ways for a minute, and she came back to Nashville and she was at her grandmother's house. And she messaged me and was like, hey, can I come stay with you? And I was like, you can, but I live with my dad. And she was like, well, I don't want to be there with him because I can't. Basically, because Eligio told her she can't stay with like men or and all that other stuff. But other than that, she went back wherever she was. Like her mom came and gave her some money because, again, her mom cares about her. And she just left and she told me about it and stuff like that. But her mom also was talking to her, but didn't talk too much. And she was kind of mad because her granny rules or whatever. So she wasn't feeling that. But then she went to go be with her dad for a minute, and then she went back with the other girls. They found a place for all of them to reside, and then that's what. But it wasn't. I don't know. You can't. I don't know. It's not like I'm not researching nobody, and I had my own problems you know, to be sitting here like,
Mhm.
oh, what is this? I was in a whole crazy tumultuous relationship. I wasn't
And
thinking about.
again, I want to go back. You said that you knew Efru, right? So how did you
Yeah,
meet in Efru?
we went to school together. It's called IT
So you
Crestwell.
and Efru went to school together?
Yeah, it's called IT Crestwell.
Okay. You can continue.
Yeah, and that's the school we went to together. And me and her cousin, he went to IT Crestwell as well, but me and him worked at a place called a Keebalon, which is like a black owned bookstore in Nashville. And we worked together. We were real familiar. We were like real close. Like, I mean, he
So
lives
you and
in
Efru worked
uh,
together, or you and Efru's
no,
Efru, her
cousin,
brother, her
cousin.
cousin.
Because Efren
Okay.
was in college studying psychology, and I was studying
Yes.
psychology as well too. I was going to Tennessee State, which is
Mhm.
HBCU. So she was
Okay.
doing different things. Like she took a different direction in life. She was making soap. She was like doing little stuff. Every now and then she would vend, but that's what me and her cousin did. We vended, together. Like I started working at a Cuba Line when I was like real young, and then
Mhm.
he was working there too. And like I took his spot every now and then because the owner went to like black events and vended. So, like giving black t-shirts and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that's how, we were really close from that. And like me and her cousin still talk every now and then. He right now lives in Los Angeles, and, I live in a different place in my life, but yeah, so we still talk every now and then. I don't really try to ask too much questions, but when I did
Mhm.
leave, I did message her cousin because she lies to her family sometimes, and she tells her
Mhm.
family that it's scripted and that's not happening and stuff like that. But I told her cousin the truth. I messaged him and told him I left all my stuff there, and I told him out of my own mouth that it's not scripted and she is lying. You
Wow.
know.
Okay, okay. So, did you and Efru, you guys used to go back and forth, talking to each other, on social media?
Hmm.
Y'all did?
Yeah. Yeah, on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, and we would text. We would text from a number
Mm-hmm.
that was like connected. So we would text like on iMessage
Oh,
from a
okay,
number,
okay,
and
okay.
sometimes we
So
would talk like
let's go
on
back.
WhatsApp.
Let's go back to any questions you want to ask her, Lodge?
I just wanted to clarify something she said. Um, it seems like you went there looking for a loving environment. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what it was. I was really confused in my life.
mm,
I really didn't like. I mean, like I know I got mental issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm not acting like I don't, but my
Mm-hmm.
mom was on drugs. My mom just passed away. My mom passed away in 2022, and she passed away July
sorry to
the
hear that.
1st or whatever. So, my mom died or whatever. This relationship that I was in was like real bad. Like it wasn't like a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? This is something that like was like literally my mom died. This person broke up with me because he was mad that I was too focused on my mom. And this was literally like the day after finding out my mom died. So,
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I was like confused in my life. I didn't know what to do. I was already kind of sad over the relationship. And, I knew I had contact with, you know, Kayla or whatever. So I just kind of reached back out and like, I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to come now. And she was like,
So
oh,
when
you sure?
you left out freely, right? You wasn't, like held hostage or anything. You was able to leave freely after
Well, it
staying
was a
there
lot kind
one
of
month,
going
right?
on. It was
Mm-hmm.
going What was going on, because like I said, I told y'all I was isolated. So the baby, what would happen is they would leave me in the room by myself and have me sleep in the room by myself, and the baby would come, Kendra's baby would come and like cuddle up with me with his iPad. And that's one thing I've always said. I was like, it's funny how children know certain things, because I even messaged Kendra, and me and Kendra talked about that, and I told her, her son made me feel like I was safe, because I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, oh, you said this, and that, but y'all isolated me completely. And then in the daytime, people like, oh, when you gonna do my tattoos and all this other stuff? But I was kind of like, I don't give a damn. I feel uncomfortable, but it's like I didn't know what to say. Because even when I went in the room, because he yelled at me and I like stormed off, he made the ladies
Who is
follow me
he? Who is he?
upstairs.
Nate? Who is he? Who is he?
Eligio, he made the
Eli.
ladies follow me upstairs. And when I was like, leave me alone, I want space, they was like, we can't do that. Eligio said we can't do that. We can't leave you alone.
Mhm.
And also
I have
stuff. So they
another
literally
question. Not
stayed
to
in the
cut you
room.
off. Not to cut you off. I have
Hmm.
another question. Have you ever sent Nature Boy any pictures?
Yeah. But I don't know. That's kind of how, like, okay, that's how it is though. Like,
So why
if
would you
you
send them
want,
pictures and you had a boyfriend?
because I didn't have a boyfriend. That's what I'm telling you. I said that
Oh,
me
okay.
and
But
that
you send them
relationship was
pictures.
over. Yeah, I sent
Okay.
pictures of myself, not naked pictures, but of myself,
So you
like
send it
of
to
myself.
Nature Boy or you send it to some
Yes.
of the other guys? Nature Boy.
No, not other guys. I never talked
Oh,
to
so you
anybody
send it to
guys.
Chief, right?
Yeah, you
So
gotta
you,
like of myself, not naked pictures of myself
hmm
though,
so why would you do
because
that?
he wanted to post you. If when it comes down to it, he was gonna post you, post pictures of you. That's how it was. Like if they like film you, but I ain't never sent no naked pictures or anything like that.
So he seemed to be attracted to attractive women. You think?
Well,
Yeah, I most
he's a very
definitely.
attractive person, and the thing about it is that Chief, he never hid who he was. They came into his life, and I'm not trying to offend him, but it's time for people to take accountability because you knew his lifestyle, you knew what he was all about. And the reason why, I'm asking, pictures, because we already know that many of them send them naked pictures and
And they do,
saying that they want to be with
and
Chief.
that's the thing about it. But one thing I can say, I've never said I want to be with him, and I could,
Hmm.
I put that on everything. I've never said I want to be with him, but it was a different experience. I could get why people went to him, but I've never been attracted to him. I've never like it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, okay, I'm coming in a family. Efru's my friend, yada yada yada. But
Hmm.
yeah, he wants you to like when you
So
talk to
you
him.
saying Efru was your friend? So you knew
Yeah,
you say y'all was friends?
yeah. But what I'm
Okay, so you
telling
the
you
one
is,
told her that so how did Nature Boy know that you was a
he had
tattoo artist? So you told him
because
when you were sending
I
the
told
pictures.
him, and
Yes.
Ephraim knew who I
Okay.
was, knew about
Okay.
me. So Ephraim knew and
Okay.
told him all this stuff. Ephraim told him I do tattoos. Ephraim told him I
Mhm.
paint. Cause I told you Ephraim knew already about me.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
when Cause me and him talked through WhatsApp, and me and her talked through Messenger or
So
Facebook or
you and
Instagram.
Efru talked through WhatsApp? That's what you're saying?
Me and Nature Boy talked through WhatsApp. Me and
Okay, but you
Ephraim,
never talked to Efru through WhatsApp, only
no,
on
I
Facebook, right?
Facebook, Instagram, and phone, like through text
Okay.
messages of iMessage.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what type of being that she was already with him, what type of picture did she paint of him to you? That he was a nice guy, was a loving guy?
Okay. When I first met her, she was with Caliber. That's his name.
Mhm.
So shortly after, when she like, I don't know, but no, she was just kind of like about the situation. It's like she called him Baba G at the time,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
it was like, yeah, Baba G, he's loving. You got to get into the knowledge. He about knowledge. All that stuff. That's kind of what she painted about him. He's into
Okay.
knowledge.
Mhm.
The knowledge, you want a frequency. That's what
Mhm.
she said, and she was like, "I'm with my tribe family, basically."
Okay.
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 Okay, let's go ahead and we're gonna go back to what the trial was about. And I noticed that Mona, you had talked about brainwashed.
Hmm.
So when it comes to Natiri, when all the stuff that happened, with her and Chief, then she still end up with another cult leader, end up getting pregnant. And
Hmm.
that's what the attorney, was trying to, paint the picture, you
Who is the
just
other
coming
cult
out
leader she
of,
ended up with?
excuse me.
I said, "Who is the other cult leader she ended up with?" I don't. I
It's
haven't
Solar,
followed it.
Solar. She ended
Oh,
up,
okay, okay.
yeah, with Solar, end up getting pregnant, and that's what the attorney was trying to set that timeline. So if you are coming out of a bad situation around the same people that was all a part
Hmm.
of it, why would Natiri go and end up getting pregnant with Solar, knowing that Solar was Nature Boy's right man, if she was, so much as she say, a victim of her life, make it make sense. Wouldn't someone want to go ahead and move on?
Um. Well, personally, I
Anyone can
think she
answer.
just
You can answer
always
that too, Lodge.
she already wanted she wanted Solar from my
Ah.
understanding. So I don't know. I wasn't familiar with everybody's relationship. I only knew of Caleb being with Caliber or whatever the guy's name
Yeah,
is.
well,
And
yeah, we
but I
knew
wasn't
all that.
familiar with everybody. But
Yeah,
looking at
we
the
all.
trial, she said she wanted to be with whatever
Is
his name is,
Yeah,
Solar
Solar.
the
yeah.
kind of light skinned, thin, tall guy? Kind of attractive, light skinned guy? Solar?
Yeah, I know who he is. I
He's the
know he
one that
look
really
like.
needs some work on as well. But the thing about it is that both of the ones that accusing Nature Boy, of doing so much to them, they
Mhm.
still end up with another cult leader. Someone now like he's trying to carry the torch. Because it seems to me that they trying to form another carbonation.
Ah.
Yeah, make it make sense.
Well,
I
Like I
feel
said,
like
this is so
a lot
screwed
of
up.
them is broken or messed up. Like even
yeah.
when Janae left or whatever, I reached out because I had her number too,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and like she said in the thing, she changed it. So
But see, the thing
I
about it
mean,
with
but
Nateri, what I'm saying is, all that right there, that's good and dandy, but what I'm saying is that they still repeating that cycle. You have so much help out there, but you cannot get that help unless you're ready to get that help. But it's
I
not
just
like they
think some of
want to
them
get
are
that help.
broken people. I've
Well,
seen a lot of
that's
them are.
I understand that as well. Like I said, we can go ahead and put all that in one big pot of mess. But the thing about it is that when they are going to, at least
Get
know
help.
that it's time to take accountability. Let's go ahead and get help. Just like with Velvet, Velvet have a very good support team out there that wants to see her make it, wants to see her get on her foot, but it's like she's still going back into the same mess, from getting pregnant again, with three different baby daddies.
I don't know.
It makes no sense. Velvet is going on her third child with three
I
different
mean,
baby daddies.
I'm gonna tell you this story, and I can truly say like that when I tell you that relationship was very tumultuous. It was like
Mm.
it was a very unfortunately when I was 18, I ended up with somebody older than me, and had issues. I was coming out of a psychosis, and I didn't really know what decisions to make. And this is just the God honest truth. My mind was very confused. It was in limbo, but this guy
I don't think
who
so, Quana. Not to interrupt you, but I don't think so. She was saying, was you aware of being
um
ran out of the country,
n-
Nicaragua? I think due to
nah,
the allegations. No, I don't think she knew anything about
I
that.
wasn't aware of that, but
Only in Atlanta,
I was with this guy, and he was
in
way older than me.
Georgia.
He was
Hmm.
17 years older than me, and he like I don't know, he was like very charming, I guess. And I mean, personally, he chased me a lot. Um, but I wasn't attracted to him, and I just knew that. But one time it was just a time I was confused, and he kind of like lingered on whatever I was confused about. Because again,
Hmm.
I came out of a psychosis. Like I came out of the mental hospital. I
Oh,
had this
okay.
psychosis like when I was like in high school. So I was very like lost and confused. I when I was in high school it was way worse because I was
Hmm.
doing actions that I kind of had no control over and stuff like that. And for a while, I kept going back to this relationship. And this relationship, it was kind of like I would be the aggressor because, it's Nashville. Nashville, it's it's very racist, but the law with the police or whatever the case may be, it's whoever calls the police first.
Mm.
And he would call the police on me, even though he did stuff to me. And I would be going like crazy, but he would call the police on me. So it would look like I'm the crazy one. And I kept going back though, and he would take me, but he would call the police on me, even though he started stuff. Like he could smack me, or like, for example, it was one time where I told him he was petty and he knew he had an order of protection on me, and he called the police on me to show he was petty. And I went to jail even though he hit me in the head with a lamp around this time. My head was busted, all this. And I went to jail even though he hit me with a lamp. And it was nothing I could do. And then, like I was saying, when my mom died, I found out my mom died July 1st, 2022. And I found out my mom died July 3rd. And she died from a overdose because my mom was on drugs on and off in my life.
Mm.
So I went to, I was crying
Yeah,
a
sorry to
lot.
hear that.
And
I'm
yeah,
very
it's
sorry to
okay.
hear that.
I was crying a lot. I was messed up, but I was living with him at the time. And this was after all the times I done went to jail. I went back with this guy. And, I could take accountability for going back to him. I could even take accountability for how, because I used to be really scared, but it's like in moments of the thing, I would get so emotional about being mistreated. I would go crazy, but a lot of times I was scared. I was scared of the police because I knew they wouldn't believe me. And I was scared of him and what he would do. Like I knew this man set up to kill me, and he
Mhm.
would be able to get away with it because of all the foul or history I had. So when my
So
mom
what are
died,
you
I went
doing?
to
Not to cut
jail.
you off, not to cut you
Mhm.
off. So what are you doing now? Did you go and seek help, or you got assistant to get you out
Eventually,
that bad situation?
yes, like eventually, because at the end of it all, I didn't know, I didn't know, I just kept going back because I
Okay.
felt like that's all I
But
had.
you're
That's what,
moving forward now,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now, but I feel like I've always felt like even in my situation, even when I think about Kayla and the people in the cult now, still like
Mhm.
caring about this man. I don't know. It's like when it hits, and some people don't get it and some people do. Like, I can only speak for myself and being in that relationship. I can only speak for why I kept going back. It felt like that was all I had. It
Mhm.
felt like that was the only person that showed me love. And then I knew I didn't even love him. I knew I didn't even want to be with him.
Mhm.
It was like, it felt like that's all I could do. That's
Yeah.
genuinely
Oh,
what it
okay.
felt like deep down inside. Even after my mom died and he like sent me to jail. I got
Mhm.
out one day before my mom's funeral and I still wanted to be with him. Like I still wanted to go back. For what though?
Mhm.
But that's all I could say about Nefertiti.
Do
Yeah,
you
he's
have
gonna
any
go back.
do you have any children?
No, thank God.
Oh,
I don't
thank
have no
God.
children
Yeah,
with
you're right. Thank
him.
God. So let's go ahead and get back to this case right here. What's your thoughts about it, Lodge, when Nateri, had just getting out of this bad situation that's going on with Nature Boy, and then end up getting pregnant with Solar?
Well, I'm listening to Moni, right? That's your name, Moni.
Yes.
Just
Man, sorry,
listening.
I'm over here eating chips. I'm trying
Go
to
ahead. Go
be
ahead,
on
Lodge.
mute.
I asked you a question.
Yeah, just listening to Moni, and she stated that she was broken and looking for a community of love. And I believe that even the Natiri and all the rest of the people there, women, were looking for love and were I'm not gonna say damaged, I'm gonna say broken.
Mm-hmm.
And having a baby by Solar, she it seems like she might have thought Solar was a better man than Eligio. Is that his name?
Eligio, yes.
And it seems like she feels like Solar is now her soulmate.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see how a broken person is going to go from one person to the next until they find what they're looking for in some
Yeah,
type
but
of
And
the
that's
thing
way.
true
about it
too.
is that they have a lot of, support team out there. And the thing about it is that when she got pregnant, Nateri, Velvet ended up getting pregnant. But
Mm-hmm.
going back with all that, the attorney had talked about, her education, where she did completed high school. And from what, he laid out, she had, pretty much a good childhood, and she said that, she went to college, she didn't finish college, but she went ahead and got her, a license, I guess in cosmetology or something like that, doing facials or, something like that.
Well,
But
not to interrupt you,
go
but
ahead.
I taken psychology. Efru had a good childhood, and I can't say she didn't. I don't know her complete
Mhm.
childhood, but she does have a supportive family.
Hey,
My
embracement,
family
she say,
not
hey, chat.
exactly.
Hmm.
Hello, I'm not on the side of where things are. I don't necessarily have that to say that, but there's plenty of people who have like this void inside of them. I know why
Yeah,
I
of
had it,
course,
but
of
other
course, of
people do.
course.
And I just think
Yeah.
everybody got a void. I think the girl Velvet has a void,
Hmm.
Efru, all the wives. Different people have a void because it's like they don't understand their purpose and like they don't understand what they're here for. They don't
Hmm.
understand because like any of that stuff. And I mean, that's something I struggled with. I didn't know what I was here for. I didn't know I was living. Like, then I'm like, am I living for the bad? So some people could have those things, but something still be missing
Yeah.
inside of them. So they keep going back to something to try to fulfill them. And some people
Hmm.
do whatever it takes to get
Yeah.
that
Which is
fulfillment.
why Natiri probably ended up with Solar. She's still, feeling empty, looking for love. And this guy Solar might have given her the love and the affection and the
No,
sympathy.
he ended the same way. He got a lot of inner demons that he's dealing with. He's still, trying to figure out himself as well. But I think that the attorney, the reason why he brought up her education, especially, saying, that, she went to college, she got a license, and she also talked about, she was a psychic, and that's why I say, guys, some of these people, oh my God, she said she was a psychic, she do tarot cards, and
Well, in the
you saw
conscious
all this,
community, it's a little bit.
uh excuse me.
I said, well, in the conscious community, they have like a different collective of how they do things. I've been
Yeah, yeah.
in a conscious
Um,
community a lot in my life, but I could
yes.
say with Nefertiti, I personally just think people are products of their environments.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
might not necessarily be like some people might not exactly know what they do, and I know that's hard for people to understand.
Oh, okay,
Look,
okay. This is what embrace. Not to cut you off, but this is
oh,
what
you're fine.
embracement beauty has said. She said, "I remember Natiri saying her mom had relationships like poly in a cult." Like environment. So yeah, I do remember, and I'm gonna say legend because it's not clear when they were saying that the Tyrion mom was in, a cult as well. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna find that out, because when it comes to uh chief's attorney, he's very thorough, and he's not leaving no rocks unturned. But the thing about it is that when it comes to Natiri, we going to say, a lot of people say that she was brainwashed. Okay, she might have been brainwashed, but Nature Boy was not the first cult that she was in.
Okay.
You hear what I'm saying, Lodge?
Yeah, I
What
hear you.
other cult was
She
she
was
in
in
though
she
before
well,
that?
you have to go and watch the beginning of
Because
the
I don't know
trial.
too much of her,
Yes,
so
you have to
I
watch
don't
the beginning of
know.
the trial. She was in another well, she say she came from out of a church. She felt like she wasn't getting what she need, and it's not a word verbatim. And then she got into uh some other cult. I don't know if she called it a cult or some other little
Hmm.
spiritual journey that she was in, and they traveled all over the country.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that, she didn't get anything out of that as well, where, that's how she ended up, meeting Nature Boy.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is that it looked like these type of people, and I'm not saying you, Mona, but I'm just saying, sometimes, these people, some of them, they get caught up in these different cults where they jumping from one cult to another cult to another cult. And
Mm-hmm.
who to say, that's how she wants to live her life. That's her choice. She got in it
I
when
mean,
she was
I don't
23 years old.
necessarily
So I
think
don't
that
know.
though.
I don't know. I'm just going by of what they are putting out. This is what,
Yeah,
the
I definitely
attorney went
understand
ahead and
because
asked. Yeah, the attorney went ahead and asked.
I
But
just really think that they're broken people. I
Yeah.
do.
well,
I
yeah,
feel
I
like,
understand. Of
you
course,
know,
you got to be, yeah, you got to be broken, to go into, different environments like that, and still going into it, and
mhm.
you still don't want no help. You still rather go on social media, so to me, it's like a bunch of
I don't
clout
think some
chasing. That's
people.
what it seems like to me.
I mean,
So what we're gonna
I know
do?
people are hard on people, but oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah.
I know
So
people are
Mona,
hard
what
on
I'm gonna
people.
do is, Mona, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down,
Hmm.
and
Yes, ma'am.
Lodge and I, we're gonna continue talking about this case because I cannot talk too long because I have a
Yes, ma'am. But I
parathyroid
hope you
surgery,
have
and I
a
want to
great
go ahead and
day,
get
and it
through.
was
You
nice
too, and
watching your
thank you for
channel.
being a part here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for watching
All
your
right,
channel.
thank you very much and telling your story.
Take care,
Okay,
Mona.
Lodge, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. What I'm saying is, did you read this question? What Embracement said? She said, "I remember Natiri saying that a mom had relationship like Polly in a cult like environment."
Yeah, I read.
So, you think that, and I'm gonna say alleged because I remember seeing some of the stuff, but I really haven't, just sit down and watch this man live 24/7. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it could be, like, especially when it comes to young ladies, especially moms. Moms are supposed to teach your children, and sometimes people, they wants to you know, go in the same path
Hmm.
that, their mom, because that's who they look after.
Right.
For to say that if a mom was a part of a cult, quite obvious the child going to be a part of it, right?
Right. Absolutely. He's on trial for Ara, right? For one
Yeah,
murder.
he's not on trial for all the stuff that is happening in the tropics. I guess they're just trying to paint the picture to let people know that, he was, a cult leader or something like that. But like I said, these people, they knew all the stuff that was going on, and nobody went to the authorities. Everybody, once they leave out of that cult, they go
Mhm.
straight to social media and
Yeah,
they go
that's
on
what I wanted
bloggers and
to
they
ask.
talk about it with bloggers, instead of going to the right people that's going to, help them.
That's what I wanted to ask Moni before she left. Was she
Mhm.
afraid? Did it seem
Well, according to Mona, she only stayed there a
a
1 month, and it was said to me that you know they really didn't interact with her. She sent pictures, and that's and also, well, I'm not going to get to the rest, but everybody got their story. But the thing about it is that I just want to know, when it comes to this trial right here, this is what I'm talking about, this trial right here,
month?
for the say that how the attorney was trying to set the scene that
Mhm.
Nateri is not, no dummy. Nateri, she's very educated, she's very wise, she's aware of what she's doing. And the thing about it is that she was already alleged coming from out of another cult into carbonation.
Okay, okay. Now Natiri is accusing him of Ara,
That's
right?
the one accusing him, yes, of the aura. But the thing
Mhm.
about it is that when she came there, and I don't know if this is what the attorney going to come out and say, because like I said, he's fighting for Nature Boy, and you are innocent until proven guilty. It's not for the attorney, his attorney, to prove his innocence. Is for the ones that accusing him, right?
Well, I would say so. So,
Yeah, that's the code of law. That's how it is. He don't
mhm.
really have to say nothing, because he's a defendant, right?
Well, he has. I mean, I would assume he's saying that he didn't honor her, right?
No, he said he didn't. He did. And to me, it's like and like I said, I'm gonna stand on my truth. And my
Mhm.
truth may not be everybody else's truth, but to me, it's kind of weak. Because if you look at it, she had many opportunities, just like when she came on that stand and she said that she saw all this abuse. And the attorney said that if you saw this when you did leave, why did you kept going back? If I see all this abuse, I'm not going back. That's like going from the skillet to the frying pan. But the
Yeah.
thing about it is that Nateri, to me, she's not being honest. She's really perjured herself, because we already know why. She was so upset. Nateri was upset because she was fixated that she wanted to be the face of carbonation, and when he went ahead and he chose Malia. But if they want to go way back, because the thing about Nature Boy, he made his life so public. Nateri came from off the streets. Nateri was prostituting, and that's
Okay.
facts.
Okay. Okay.
You
Wow.
see, so most of those people that came
Mhm.
into carbonation, most of these people came from off the streets.
Mhm. So,
So that's why I say some people have to take accountability of what they have done.
right. Well, broken people are gonna make
Absolutely. And broken people gonna cling to broken people.
right and
But
make
that's
people
when I'm
look good.
saying that, some people got to take accountability.
Well, let me ask you this question. She
Let's
said,
ask this one. Let's answer this one right here first. For Ya Sola, Nature Boy, King York, the guy she was prostituting for, then back around to Nature Boy. Even with did you didn't put King Musa? You didn't put King Musa?
hmm,
She was with King Musa as well.
she was with
And
both people.
let me see who else. She's Ya Sola, Nature Boy, King York,
Okay.
and also King Musa, and this other one on Bingo. What's his name? She was staying with him as well, with his wife, because to me it's like they are fascinated with Polly. So if,
Oh,
yeah, they was fascinated with Polly. And like I said, when it comes to this type of life, it's not for you and I,
right.
but that's the life that they chose. And the thing about it is that they was not underage. We got so much stuff that's going
Mhm,
on, with all this stuff with these underage kids that nobody even want to talk about. But you talking
mhm.
about people that chose their own path.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was
I'm trying to think of this other
asking
guy.
Ramoni
What
what
is this guy? Hold on one second. Embracement. Tell me this guy on Beagle, who she was with as well. The one that, he had a up I'm trying to think of this guy. He had all those diamonds in his teeth. Go ahead, Lodge.
I was just gonna say, Nechiri seems to have been with several guys,
Hmm.
but it has to all be voluntary.
Absolutely.
It has to
Hi,
all.
Embracement.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you real good.
Oh, okay. This is my first time I've been been on,
Okay.
so sorry about that. Um, Here, I'm gonna take it off. I just wanted to show my face
Yeah,
real quick because I'm
okay.
driving.
Yeah, you could calm down.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm glad you said it. Yeah, Musa, Yada, that's his name. She was with
Mm-hmm.
Yada. Um, she was with the one that when she was out there working, and I remember when I get that footage too, I'm gonna send it because it's always good to have. Um, those backup videos. So a lot of people they don't
Mm-hmm.
see that. They just see the negative stuff about Eligio, Nature Boy. So they don't see the other stuff. But yeah, they Terry is a character,
Oh
and
wow.
she been around the block. And I
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna lie, like I've been in the streets. I've been in the streets. And I am familiar with even like my baby father. Not to get on me, like he had other women. So I didn't stay with two and three women before a decade ago. So I know the tension and
Mhm.
and the hatred and the jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
Between the women.
I didn't spoke with you before or in the chat. So yeah, they Tyrion have
I'm
been
trying to
around.
think of
She
what
know
this
what she
other
doing.
guy. What's this other guy named Embracement? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The other guy was on Bigo. You remember when she went and stayed with him too? What's his
Oh,
name?
you're talking about
He was dressing real good. He's
in
really
Las
cute.
Vegas. When she
Yeah,
went to
he's real
Las
cute.
Vegas.
Yes, what's his name?
Ooh,
Dang, can't even think of this guy name.
I can't think of it. It's at the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. Um, but remember she went out there and she really just went out there to make a statement.
Yes.
She just went out there to clown and then when she got out there, I guess she wasn't it's the same thing. I wasn't number one, and it wasn't about me. Like this, it's just the same routine. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
routine where if I can think about if I get the name, I'm gonna send it to you.
Dang, I
But
can't even think this guy name.
ooh,
We'll think about it once we get off the live. We're gonna be able to think about it. But like I said,
and she lied
all
on
I'm
him.
just yeah, and she end up, and then everybody was telling Nature Boy, do not take her back. You remember when she had left to go with this guy from Vegas?
Yep.
Everybody
And she
was telling
came
Nature
back
Boy,
and she
don't take her
lied and
back,
came back with
and
a
she
sob
went back.
story
Mhm.
saying that
Yes,
he wanted the prostitute her.
yes.
Yep.
But I took the clip down because I took a lot of clips down. But I remember when she was sitting on that sofa with Malia, and she talked about her story, and it's not no allege at all. This is not alleged. She came out and said the reason why she wanted to go back to Chief because she was out there prostituting.
Mm.
Right. And really, she really didn't have nowhere to go. Really, in so many words, she really didn't have nowhere to go.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then too, on the top of that, was she not telling where Yada put her out because she didn't tell him that she had what she had.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't tell him that he had herpes, and she was upset with that. That
Yeah,
he basically
Mhm.
kind of, he put her
yeah.
out,
Quana
and
says
it's
mind
kind
blowing
of
that
sad
people
because a lot of
followed
people.
him, but people followed him. They came into his world.
Mhm.
They came into his
Yep.
world. But like I say, it's not the lifestyle that we would want. But
Mhm.
these people were sending pictures. They was following this man all in the jungle. Would you follow someone in the tropics? Not me.
No, not me. I'm just
These people
trying.
was following this man's life.
I'm just trying to figure out. She said he
It's
forced
kind
her.
some kind of noise I hear. Embracement, that's you. I hear some kind of noise. Yes, I hear some kind of
Is it
She's
me?
noise.
talking to her mic.
Yes, I think it's your mic.
Okay, I'm gonna go out. I just wanted to make that. I just wanted to make that statement, and
All
when I
right,
get somewhere,
thank
I'm
you for
gonna
coming
come
on.
in.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
coming on.
Thank you.
Quana, you are welcome to come on. Quana S. Let me go ahead and she's welcome to come on. You don't have to carry him up. Go ahead, Lodge.
I'm just trying to get a kind of an understanding. You know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
The girl Nitiri is saying he forced himself on her. He's saying that he did not.
Natiri, yes. Mm-hmm.
Nitiri, and Nature Boy saying he did not. So it
Mm-hmm.
seems like it's he said, she said
Absolutely.
type thing, and according to the law, she has to say yes to every time he's intimate with her. So it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
him having to prove that he did not force her, or her having to prove that he did force her.
Well, according to her attorney, because I wrote a lot of stuff down,
Mm-hmm.
according to Nature Boy's attorney, Chief Eligio Bishop,
Uh-huh.
she said she stated to the detective 3, 4, and 5. I guess that's the the evidence or something, the case or whatever,
Okay.
that it was consented. She told that, according to what I had put down, and I'm gonna
It
say
was all
allegedly, I'm gonna
consent.
have to go back, but she said it was consented. Nowhere, even when she was in the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
she told the police that, she was oral. She said that, she wanted him to take the videos down, the pawn, videos down.
Okay.
But
Wow,
she
that's
never
so
mentioned
interesting.
that it was an aura. Now that's
Okay.
exactly what I got from it.
But now she's saying it was Ara at
What
some
they
point.
saying she was coerced because of when she went to hold on, my throat kind of hurting. When she went to when she went on to a YouTuber, when she went to the T, they mentioned the T name, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when the T had said, some words, and you know that's how everything ran, with this story right here of,
Oh.
she's being the aura because of the
Mm-hmm.
certain words that the T came out and said. And so
Oh.
that's why they're saying, it's not her word verbatim. She didn't come out and talked about the aura. She only talked about the tapes, because she did say on the T
Mm-hmm.
that she was really upset, when because she didn't make it, you know, queen. She wanted to be queen because once Nature Boy went ahead and made Malia, then she thought about it, that she deserved it. It
Mm-hmm.
should have been her because her light shines brighter than, Malia.
Okay.
But when the attorney asked her, did she have any knowledge about that? She said no. So right there, that was a perjury because we already know that's
Mm-hmm.
what she was already upset about, and that's why she wanted to leave because she wanted to be queen. So
Okay.
I don't know why she just didn't come out and just say, that's what I wanted to be queen. I think she should have been honest with that.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how this
Very
goes. They
interesting.
said it's gonna last about a week. I guess after that they'll have
I
a
think it's going to be faster than that.
You think it's gonna be faster?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fast because the thing
Uh-huh.
about it, when it comes to this attorney right here, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he just going full blast. He just, I mean, he's not cutting corners. And also, when they all was at a party, they had a party the day before,
Uh-huh.
and all the women went ahead and voted her out. They wanted her to leave because Nature Boy had called it her a leech, saying,
Okay.
she was just there because she didn't have nowhere else to stay because,
Mm-hmm.
she was kicked out of wherever she was. So I remember watching, that on Bigo as well, but they
Mm-hmm.
all went ahead and voted her out. They did not wanted her to stay.
Okay. Wow.
And they told her to pack her bags and leave.
Okay.
So,
So you think being vindictive? She said it was Ira.
yeah.
Okay, being vindictive. She claimed
hmm
it was
So
her.
what happened was once she was leaving, because I think it was the second time, if I'm not mistaken. You're gonna have to watch the tape back, but
Okay.
it was twice that the Uber came, because the first time the Uber had came because they really wanted her to leave, but I guess she just went ahead. I don't know how everything played out where she stayed.
Mm-hmm.
But she also said that Zoka was forcing out, hitting her in the head, hitting her, and but she didn't leave. So the second time she did leave. Well, she didn't leave, but she got out and she got her bags out. But once she was getting into the Uber, she decided that she needed to go and tell him bye. Why
Okay.
would she do that? And the thing about it, the girls already had came out and said that they was barricading her, the stairs, because they did not wanted her to go up the stairs, because Chief Eligio Bishop, who they call Baba G, he was upstairs taking him a nap.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't wanted her to disturb Nature Boy. So what they did was they barricaded the stairs, but
Mm-hmm.
she forced her way upstairs because she said Baba G, and it's not her exact words, so everything is alleged, okay?
Okay.
It's not her exact words that she said Baba G wouldn't treat me like this.
Okay.
So
And
she
that's
wanted
when
to
it
go
was
and tell him
supposed to
bye.
happen. That's when
Hmm.
it was, that's when the aura was supposed to happen when she went back up.
What you said?
Is that when she claims the aura happened when she
Yeah.
went
So
back up?
when she went in there, she
Mhm.
went upstairs. She said she went into one of the rooms. I guess it was the rooms with the girls,
Uh-huh.
and she talked to him, and she ended up crying in his arms, and
Uh-huh.
they end up, as she said, making love.
Oh, okay, okay.
And
And then she turned
he
around.
was telling her, to stay, and she was saying, no, 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 but she still was making love, so
Mhm.
but
Wow.
the thing about it is, what they holding her for
Mhm.
is that near time, once she got a chance to get out that house,
Mhm.
she called the police. But right here it says, well, she didn't call the police at the time. She went to a spa, a 24-hour spa.
Uh-huh.
So I guess she went to get herself pampered, right? Because that's exactly what it says. She went to a spa. And
Mm.
then after that, she spent 6 hours on YouTube talking to a blogger.
Oh.
So that's the timeline that he was saying, if you know, was a part of this, what you accusing him of, why did you go to a spa, and why did you spend 6 hours talking to a blogger,
Mhm.
then going and report all this? And once she did had the police, I remember we did see a video where the police had came out on a scene where she was. Not near one time she told the police that she was great.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
even the police came on the stand and said the same thing. She never mentioned it to
She never
him.
mentioned it.
You see, so
Wow.
you see where all the mess up at.
Yeah, I see now. Wow, it's gonna be interesting to see how this all pans
Hmm.
out. You know, if it's it's sad. Because it's a who do you believe type of thing. And I guess is there a jury or is this a bench trial?
This is a jury.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be based on who the jury believes,
Yes,
him or
yes.
her. Okay.
And then, according to the attorney,
Hmm.
she told the detective that it was consensual.
Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna be interesting. You say less than a week, so I
I
guess
think it's going to be less than a week.
okay.
So, like I said, Star said, in her opinion, she think that he's going to do time. Well, like I said, even if he do time, he have the right to present his case. And when it comes to this right here, to me, it's kind of weak unless they get, like you had said earlier, a lot of he say, she say.
Yeah.
So most likely, if they're going to give him time, because the judge did say in I think she said this morning, it can be to up to 25 to life.
Oh
And
wow.
to me, 25 to life for something, that It's she didn't
Essentially.
have no scratches, no bruises, and the thing about it, she voluntarily went up to the room, and that's kind of harsh, 25 to life.
Yeah. I wonder why his lawyer didn't ask for a lie detector test for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't seem like that's been introduced into the situation. A lie detector test to see who's telling the truth, him or her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And another thing, a lot, she told the police in the parking lot
Hmm.
when she called, she said that that was her boyfriend.
Oh wow, 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 wow.
Oh my God. Like I
It's
say, guys,
messy. It's messy.
this is what they put out.
Oh my goodness, this is so messy. But
Ugh,
his hands, I mean, his fate lies in the jury, who the jury
yes.
believes. And you think his lawyer is doing a pretty good job presenting him as an innocent man.
Well, I think it's not that he's presenting them as an innocent man. I think he's presenting the facts, what
Okay.
is out there.
Okay.
So it's not like, he's trying to say, a lawyer, they going to fight hard for their clients, right?
Right, right, right.
But the thing about it is that they're not going by of what is presented on YouTube and with those bloggers.
Oh,
They going by the
the
evidence
evidence.
that's
Yeah.
out there. See, a lot of people thinking, oh, he did all this, to these girls, but see, none of those girls went ahead and filed charges. None of those girls went to the police.
Mm.
He's only is held for what she, what she put out, the
Oh.
was the court has, with the aura.
Mhm. Oh,
So
so
they
she's
got to
the
try
only
him
one.
based with that. Hmm?
She's the only one that accused him of Ira.
Yes, she the only one.
Oh, okay, okay. That makes a big
Yes.
difference too. That makes
Yeah,
a
she
big
the
difference.
only one.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
the thing
all
about it
the
is that,
women. Hmm.
she didn't really come out and said, they said,
Hmm.
when she talked to the blogger, she was coerced, to say,
Oh,
you know, some of the stuff because she never told it to the detective. She never told it to the police.
wow. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna
Hmm.
have tonight. I'm gonna have to catch up on the trial. The so far the two. I think it's been two, right? I'm gonna have to catch up so that I
And
won't
girl,
be
to
behind.
me, this is like a reality show because this like to me, it reminds me of, because Miriam, I was telling you that's how OJ trial
Yeah.
started.
Right. Right.
That's how all the reality shows started off for OJ trial.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be
So
interesting.
this right here, this is very interesting.
Yeah. 25 to life. I mean, yeah, it's going to be up to the jury. So it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out, you know.
Hmm.
And it's a possibility that even after the case is over with, you know, you still might not actually know who's telling the truth, you know.
Yeah, but this is the thing that this is a question that
Mhm.
came to mind, and I mean all the stuff that I was talking about on my video
Mhm.
after they came from lunch. His attorney asked almost the same questions. Make sure you, when you watch the video of the
Mhm.
attorney, the case, go back to my video, the first video that I made this morning.
Okay.
The attorney asked the same questions, just about almost the same questions,
Wow. Yeah, I'm
almost the same question. But the thing that I want to know is, first of all, if it was a very big case,
mhm.
the feds would have picked this up, not the state. The feds would have been able to pick this up.
Right.
And once the feds pick this case up, then all the stuff that happened, in the tropics and all the stuff that they are claiming right now with this he say, she say, the feds would have been able to took that into consideration, you see?
Right, right.
But the states can't do that. The states only can show evidence of what happened in Atlanta, right?
I would assume so. I don't
Of
think
course,
they
they
can.
can't do nothing in no other country.
Right.
But was in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, it's probably not a big enough case for it to go to federal court.
Hmm.
Um, unless he appeals, then it might go to federal court if he loses. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
think
gonna
once
be
if he
interesting
do
to see
lose,
what
they'll go
happens.
ahead and appeal.
Yeah, they will have to.
Hmm.
It's sad because he seems like a very young man.
Mhm.
To be facing all this time, 25 years to life is a lot of time for a young man. It's sad,
Mhm.
and it's sad. It's a sad situation for the females and the males that were involved
Mhm.
in this thing. That's the reason why cults are not really accepted, because there's so much manipulation and coercion that goes
Yes.
on, and they just don't advocate for people to commune like this and have.
Especially in the United States,
Right.
they never wants to see us come together.
Well, it's a bunch of women and one man ruling over everybody. Kiss their feet,
Mhm.
and kiss a tattoo, and nobody can say no. It's just it's just not
But the
acceptable.
thing about it, this is what I don't understand. Okay, but everything else is allowed.
Mhm.
They are worrying about a man, a grown man, a grown women, you know, being a part of whatever they want to be a part. But what about the babies that they allowing them to sit there and have their sex change? Talking about
Oh yeah,
parents cannot make
yeah,
no, they got to allow their kids to make a choice if they wants to have puberty blockers and
yeah.
sex change, and they can be underage, they can be 12, 13,
Right,
but they allow all this to go.
right.
So why, this the part that I don't understand, why kids can sit there that cannot even get a driver's license unless
Mhm.
they're 18, or alcohol, buy alcohol at 21, but yet they can change their sex.
Yeah.
It's their body, they do what they want. So if it's their body, they do what they want. Then if grown women wants to be a part of a polygamous relationship, then who are we to say? It's not for us, but I'm just saying.
Well, Moni said that she was broken and kind of destitute, and it seems like all of the women, according to Moni, it was a house full of broken, misguided people that were being manipulated by this man, and they're not
Mhm.
going to allow that to happen.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is that
Hmm.
they are coming into his world. They are coming into his world. They know what this man is all about. But you are absolutely right. Hurt people, right?
Right.
And some people, they are drawn to things like this.
Well, I don't
Quana
think.
say that part with Miss Lodge. She liked the point that you had gave.
Right. I mean, the general public is full of broken people. Now, especially like Moni said, her mother was a drug addict,
Mm-hmm.
and she was lost, and she was in an abusive relationship with a man much older than her. What the
Mm-hmm.
government is doing, are not going to allow to happen, is men like Nature Boy to take advantage of a whole lot of broken, misguided women.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to let it happen. They might be making an example of him for the next man that wants to come
Could
along
be. I was
and,
I
and,
was thinking the
and
same
sit
thing. They
there
could be.
and consider himself a king over all of these broken, misguided, hurting women and
Mm-hmm.
mistreat them. They're just not gonna. Now, like you say, they'll allow a child to make a decision about changing their organs, but they are not gonna let a man manipulate a whole bunch of broken, misguided women. It's just not gonna
And
happen.
to me, that does not make no sense because
Well,
they are adults. They are,
yeah, but there are adults that are broken, misguided, and
yes.
confused, and they really cannot make solid decisions for themselves. You heard Moni say it. She went through a lot. She couldn't make. She was looking for love,
Mm-hmm.
acceptance, and I asked her, was her experience a positive experience or a negative experience? And she said negative. The
Mm-hmm.
government is not going to allow men to do this. I don't think.
No, not
I could be wrong.
in the United States.
No, it's not going to happen, which means they're going to make an example. My personal opinion, they're going to make an example out of him. So nobody
Mm-hmm.
else will go say, well, I'm a manipulative person. I'm going to take 25 misguided women and make them all my personal slave. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. Not in this country, especially a black man.
Mm-mm-mm.
Even if it was a white man, they wasn't going. They're not going to allow it to happen. You know. So yeah, uh, we'll see.
They have I think they have polygamists, but they're not, on social media. I guess most likely they live off the radar.
Yeah, polygamy is different where you have these voluntary people, a couple of people, maybe one guy and two women living in a polygamous lifestyle. That's something totally different. You're talking about a man that is making people kiss his feet, wash
Mm-hmm.
his face, have sex. I can't even say that word. Have intimacies with him, whether they want to or not. That the
Mm-hmm.
government, the government's not going to allow that
No.
because they're all weak minded, not weak minded in a way, they are weak minded because they are broken, hurting people, probably having to sell themselves to get food. So that
Mm.
they're looking for a savior and he's mistreating them. It'd be different if he was treating everybody like a queen, but he wasn't. I mean, the girl said he screamed in her face. Told, come on now. The
Hmm.
government's not going to allow it to happen. I think I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know. So all they needed was somebody like Nateri or whatever her name is to say
Somebody to just someone to even just put a crack in the door.
absolutely and say Ara,
Mm-hmm.
and that's their ticket to get him and put him away. The
So
police have no.
do you think that they can go by of other evidence even though it did not happen, in the state of Georgia?
I don't think they need no more evidence. If this girl, you say her name is Nateri, and she
Mhm.
sticks to her story of Ara and don't bend and don't retract it, that's
Mhm.
all they need. They will
Even though she didn't tell the detective.
Well, she told somebody because he's on trial.
What she told after the fact.
Either or, because no is always no. I mean,
Mhm.
Nateri could have been with 100 men,
Mhm.
and then when she got with the 101 man and said no in the middle of them being naked,
Mhm.
rolling around before they, even in the middle of the act, she has a right to say no.
Mhm.
And if he don't get up and leave her alone and continues after she have said no. I mean, butt naked and all, on their way to getting it going on. And she said, John, I don't want to do this. It's enough. Get up.
Mhm.
And he don't get up. He goes on with the act, completes it. It's Ara.
So even if she says she took her legs and she
Wrapped
wrapped her legs
around
around his
his
body
neck. If she wrapped her legs around his neck,
and fell asleep in his arms.
uh, if she said no to the act and he
Mhm.
continued, it's Ara.
Wow, that's going to be very interesting.
They could be halfway into the process. I mean, he could be right there at the beginning of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Or halfway in. And
Mhm.
she says, no, I don't want to do it. He has to get up.
Wow.
Or it will be Ara. If he continues, even after she said no, all she got to do is tell the police, I said no. But he went on and did it anyway. It's
Mhm.
Ara. And she could have been with 100 men that night and said no to uh, the 101st man, the 101 man.
Mhm.
It's still Ara. Yeah. They say no can happen even if you halfway in, dude. If she say no, you
Quanta
have to
say
get
if a
up.
man or a woman say no in a court of law, it means the aura.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't care how many times she gave it to him prior. She could have gave it to him at 8 a.m. and at 2 p.m.
Embracement says that she never said her aura. She never said it
Well, how is he on trial for Ira if she never accused him of Ira?
because they put it in the, and I'm gonna say alleged. She
Hmm.
didn't say it. They put it in there.
Oh wow.
See, you got to go back and watch some of the videos. I'm gonna send it to you here.
Yeah. Well, you know, she had to have
But
said
if you don't,
all.
yeah, want me to tell you, just go on Nature Boy, go on his YouTube page, and you're gonna see where some of the girls, they even puts, a lot of stuff that when Nateri was talking to the detective, they got all that on there, and nowhere when she was giving her statement that she said the aura, they put the aura in. That's, and I'm gonna sell latch, but that's what is on, those transcripts. Well, the
Well,
papers.
somewhere in there, she said it was Ara. That's why he's on trial.
Yeah.
It could have been while she was in a room safe with a detective and said it
No,
was.
no, they got it. The girls put all that out. That's what I'm saying. You have to go to Nature Boy's page and you're going to see the statement that she made.
Well, that don't make. I mean, I don't understand
That's
that.
what I'm telling you,
You know, why is he sitting at this table with a lawyer defending himself
because
against Ira?
that's because on the statement
Uh-huh.
it said they wrote in oral, okay? And they used that to get the judge to sit there and get a warrant to go into his house. But she did never come out and say the aura.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't even see why
I'm
he's
telling you
sitting
no
there.
lie.
I don't even see how he could
Um,
be arrested if she never
Want me
said
tell you what we could do?
it.
Tomorrow
Hmm.
I'm gonna text you and we're gonna do it in the back because I don't want to put I don't want no clips, no nothing on my channel. You see,
Hmm.
because these people they're not playing with other people content. Okay, this
Yeah.
is what Quana says. Quana says we in a Me Too oh my god, that is that's bad. She said it doesn't take much to be charged with sexual
Essay.
assault or be charged oh yeah, they really ran with
Yeah.
that. The
Especially.
district attorney determined the charge, not victims. Break that down. You know what she means? She said the district attorney determines the charges, not victims.
Determine the charges, not
Break.
victim.
What you? Come on. I told Quana to come up. You don't have to cam up. The detective put aura and force. They were trying to get her to say that. Yeah, that was on the paper. Go to. I'm gonna send it to you here. Make sure you check your email.
Right, right. I will. I definitely will.
Yeah, make sure you check your email and
Hmm.
yeah, make sure you check your email. We can go ahead and we'll talk about it. But I'm not going to show it on my channel.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely send it to me, and I will look over it. But me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna apply logic to and reason.
Oh, she said my link not open. Let me see. Um, See, I wish we can go off. Me and you can go off right now, and we can go to the backs. Because if I can, I got to figure out how to do that. Where
Yeah.
we could watch videos from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think that once we live, we could do it. Click on it again, Quana. Because you said you had a hard time getting on Misbehaving channel.
Yeah. I mean, I clicked. It would not let me come up as logical speaks.
And you guys told me that the audio was clear. My audio was so bad, it was choppy. I couldn't even
When?
hear myself when I
When?
was on Misbehaving channel
It was
yesterday.
low. It was kind of low, but it wasn't choppy.
Oh yes, it was choppy. I mean,
Was
it
it?
was very choppy.
I could hear you clear.
Yeah, you could hear me here because I'm on a mic, but I wasn't on a
Yeah.
mic.
Yeah. You on your laptop, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't on a mic.
I know, but
Hey,
when
my girl,
Hi. Hey, ladies.
it's
Peace.
over here.
how are you
Be
doing,
well.
Quana?
I'm doing well. I was trying to
Wait,
before.
hold on. Let's get the mic together. It's kind of a little interference.
She may have
Say
to
something
turn down
again.
her volume a little bit,
Let
Yeah,
me.
low down your volume.
just a
Okay, can
little
you hear
bit,
me now?
It's still kind of
a little
static.
static. Yeah.
Hold on. I don't know. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
Go ahead, say something again.
Can you hear me now?
It's still
Yeah,
kind of
it's a little
static.
staticky. It's not clear.
Hold on. Well, I don't know. I turned the volume down, but I still.
Okay, that's clear.
Oh,
Okay, you're clear now.
Wait, wait. Go ahead again. It's still a feedback.
Oh wow.
um, I don't know. Because I'm on my phone and I turned
Yeah,
the
it sounds like a
volume.
robot.
I don't know.
Oh wow.
Okay, well, let me leave out and come back in.
Okay, love.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Lodge.
Yeah. Like Kwan said, we are in the Me Too era,
Mm-hmm.
and if a
Oh,
woman,
girl, really?
right,
Yes.
if a woman says that she said no, and he
Mm-hmm.
continued, he's automatically wrong. He's automatically
Yeah.
guilty. Mhm.
Say something.
Can you hear me?
It still sounds like a robot.
I don't know. It says my mic was working fine.
It's saying
Maybe she could
uh,
turn her volume down just a
turn
little
it
bit,
down a little bit.
lower
Okay,
the
how about
volume.
now?
Okay, you're clear.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
so what I was describing
It's
when
still
it
sta-
comes to cases, right?
I
It, does, it doesn't matter what type of case it is. The DA determines what the charges are going to be based on the law and the
mm-hmm.
violations. So she could have went in with whatever accusations, and at that time, the DA determines what all laws have been broken, so they can convict or charge him with.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if she didn't come out and verbally say, hey, he did not assault me, the district attorney still can come in and determine, hey, look, this is what we know we can charge him and convict him on. And they go in front of a grand jury. And once the grand jury says, yes, you have the bill to go ahead and proceed with, the court hearings, from that point, they can go ahead and charge him and he can set a court date. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So
absolutely.
what about, she never went and said the oral, they went ahead and put it, on the on her statement, and put the aura because
It doesn't matter.
did you go to his channel where you saw the
No, but
statement that she made?
no, I haven't because to be honest with you, I only saw this when I seen your post. But I
Oh,
am
okay.
aware of him from many, many, many moons ago. Like I'm very
Oh,
heavy in the conscious community, right? And so
okay.
he was exposed years ago
Okay.
with
Okay.
much more salacious allegations. I'll just leave it at that, involving children, scams, you name it. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm kind of confused that those were not brought to the forefront because he has so many serious accusations against him. I
Okay.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
because he was actually, and he admitted this on camera. So this is not alleged. This is something he said verbatim, that he at one point was doing like male
Oh,
prostitutions and stuff like that, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And so it's just,
Oh, I wish your mic was clear.
oh,
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God. She said it
I
sounds
can
like a robot.
understand. I can understand.
Huh?
I can understand what she's saying though. It's a
Y-
little staticky.
Yes. A star said it sounds like a robot.
You know what?
Continue.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to admit it. The district attorney will determine like what falls under that particular crime,
Yeah.
right? That's the job of the DA. Now the defense attorney is going to come in and defend him and say, no, my client is not guilty of what you are accusing him of, no
Mm-hmm.
matter if she admitted it or not, because there's other cases out there where people have said, well, this happened to me, and a DA comes in and said, oh, okay, well, we'll charge you for A, B, C, D, and E.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it's crazy. It's unfortunate because he seems to prey on the vulnerable, and it's
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
just. I was saying earlier that I'm surprised that so many people are attracted or drawn to him,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it's. I was trying to be nice, and I was trying not to pose too many hard questions to the young lady, but you're right. Some accountability has to come to the forefront. And on top of that, it's like You got to do your due diligence. I don't care what the situation is. You
Yeah.
got to research what you're trying to follow.
Mm-hmm.
You may not be the sharpest tack in a box, but you got to research. So you mean to tell me you're just going to up and leave out of a state, out of your home to go blindly follow? I don't care if that is your friend,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's just, I had a lot of hard questions, but I didn't want to seem like I was coming off a little too harsh. So I kind of softballed a lot of my questions, but yeah.
But she was young, broken, and vulnerable.
And that's what he attracts.
And
He
that's what
attracts,
he's attracted to. And
yeah,
that's the type of women that he attracts. And that's one of the reasons why they want to put him away.
Mm-hmm.
true, true. And they know black men,
He
it doesn't
preys
take much for them to get charged. They know
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he preys on broken women. They're
That's
not
it.
gonna let it, they are not okay, another thing, Quan and Lady D.
Quan,
Black
pronounce your name.
Quan. It's like wine, but a bit, but with a Q. So it's Quan.
yeah.
Okay, because my daughter name is Quana, so yours just Quan.
Yeah, Quan.
Okay,
And another thing, you gotta look at the state that this is going on. This is Georgia, which is a conservative state.
absolutely.
Bible
If
Belt
this
state
had
at that.
been in California or New York, it might be a totally different scenario because those are liberal states. Georgia is
Mm-hmm.
not going to let this go on. He's not going
No.
to, he's not going to get away with this in Georgia. No, ma'am. And he a black man.
Now, if he was
Mm-hmm.
in Florida, I would be like, "Ugh, he may get away with it," because I've seen some crazy
Mm-hmm.
cases that people got away with and it was flat out guilty. But this is a
Georgia,
Bible Belt state,
absolutely.
redneck, conservative, Republican state that don't really smile too likely on black men. Okay,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
so it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but hopefully this will be like a forewarning to a lot of young people of what they are willing to put their energy behind and what and how they're so quick to follow people,
Absolutely.
because this is dangerous,
It's
right?
not going down in Georgia. You can forget about it.
Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Yeah,
but
they're
they
gonna make
it's
an example of him. They probably, like you said, Quan, probably wanted him a long time ago for other accusations that have been placed upon him. This one they're not letting him go.
no.
I don't believe so. They got him now.
And then this is what I mean.
Absolutely.
You know, Google is your friend. YouTube is very useful for a lot of people,
Absolutely.
especially young
Mm-hmm.
people. If they would have did a simple search and just, even if it's alleged,
Hmm.
just hear what people are saying. Yes, you should judge based on your own experience, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's when you got a ton of people saying all the same things, come on.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's nasty all the way around. And I pray, my prayer is that all of them are able to receive healing and some kind of connection to someone who loves them, so they don't have to keep seeking people like this that'll hurt them.
But the thing about it, Quan, what they some of them doing is they trying to start a better carbonation. Instead of getting some help and getting on with their lives, it's like they are drawn to that type of lifestyle because now, according to what they are saying with Solar, they trying to form another group.
So
So
they gonna be on
it's
the
So,
like, you could tell lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink.
so
well, they're
basically,
gonna be
it's
on the
trauma
railroad.
bonding. That's what we call it,
Yes,
Hmm.
trauma bonding. So they're gonna go from one trauma to the next.
absolutely.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So when are we going to have them to take accountability?
And see, they grow. Again,
They grown.
they're in their 20s, their 30s, etc. You can't just be that naive to say, "Well, I didn't know any better." Come on, I mean, you may not be or have a good understanding of what it means to be loved, but you don't have to be that naive and gun ho to where you're blinded by the red flags. If you see somebody being kicked in the face, that was your moment right
Yeah.
there to walk out that door.
She said
Absolutely.
she stayed a month.
No, you hear what I'm saying? So I was trying to be soft in my questions and not be harsh,
Hmm.
but I like to truth is truth, and truth don't need to be justified by somebody ignorance or be, coddled by your feelings. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just a lot of red flags. I just pray for her healing, but it didn't make sense to me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
agree.
So that's my
Yeah,
spiel. I was cooking in here, so that's why I didn't get on early because I was
Girl,
trying
I would
to.
love to have you back. So we got to work on that mic. We can get that mic, girl.
But
Look,
maybe
you
if
gonna
I do
stay
it
on
from my
here,
computer, it'll be better. If I
huh?
do, maybe if I do it from my computer, it would be
yeah.
better.
If you
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
what
Because you
we
come
need
on
is,
often, so I would like to see you up here because we just talking. That's
Yeah,
it.
I'll
we
do that.
need your
I'll do it from my
permission.
laptop. I run my business, and
Uh huh.
so ever since COVID, I've been working from home. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm an architect and real estate developer, so I work from home.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, my daughter is in real estate as well.
Yeah, so
Your
a lot of
Where
times I'm sitting at my
her
desk.
husband is. Mm-hmm.
I would love to come back on. I love hearing people be unbiased in their
Yes.
opinions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to believe it or not, YouTube recommended, and I'm glad they did. So I
Well,
enjoy
look,
doing
every
this.
time when we come live, look, I'm gonna drop that link for you, honey.
All
But you
right.
you make sure you get that mic together and trust me, like I say, we just talking, we don't have all the answers, but we just talking, giving
Okay.
our honest opinion.
We
Indeed.
need
Indeed.
unbiased
Yes.
channels in YouTube. So people like ourselves that want to hear unbiased
Yes.
viewpoint have a place to go. So we
Objective,
need this one.
unbiased.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I'll say this and I'll get off. Like, maybe because I was seeing so many people gravitating to the other side of the spectrum with
Of
the
course.
love and marriage Huntsville. And again, YouTube recommended it because it was just not sitting right in my spirit. And
Hmm.
your
Hmm.
video came up and says YouTube recommends this video. And I listened to it. I said, finally, finally, somebody is speaking objectively and unbiased and speaking, standing on truth. So I'm glad I found
Yes.
it. So
Yeah.
And you say you work at home, right?
yeah, well, I'm mostly it. Like I said, I'm an architect, so I do
Yes.
design building. I'm in a field, but a lot of times I'm sitting at my desk designing houses
Okay.
with this child.
Well, you come on here because I'll be on here tomorrow, okay?
Okay, what time are you going to be on tomorrow?
Um, I usually I might now since they doing this trial right here. I don't know if y'all want to talk about the trial again or y'all want to talk about other stuff. Just let it
Ooh,
flow.
Yeah,
ooh,
let it
did you hear
flow.
about that bishop? Ooh,
Bishop who?
um, God, what's his name? Start with a T. The African dude, he that's out here that just did the one of the guys like came out and was saying
Oh,
Bishop TD Jakes?
no, not TD Jakes. God, what is this African dude name? I'll have to. I don't want to mess up my phone. I need to pull up his full name. But he just
Yes.
did an interview with Tasha K, and he was exposing him or whatever. And I
yeah.
Oh,
was just
okay.
like,
You're
it's
talking
so
about
many.
Larry Reed, right?
Oh, Larry
No,
Reed.
but I was trying to think of the guy's name. Him.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name. He's from the Caribbean,
Oh
Oh,
and
no,
it's just
no.
so funny that all these pastors and bishops are being exposed right now.
yeah.
That's
Wow.
interesting. It's
Well, I always talked about it. I told you guys this right here is the year of exposure. Nobody's not going to be able to hide with nothing.
oh
Yeah.
yes, yes, ma'am.
He's pulling the sheets off of these wolves in sheep clothing. You
Oh
can
yeah,
run, but you can't hide.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, it's a
All
pleasure. I'll
right.
talk back into the chat.
All
Appreciate
right,
it, ladies.
Sean. All right. Thank you here.
All right, enjoy.
Yep. Girl, I'm surprised we did 2 hours. And don't you know my
I
throat
am.
is not hurting?
Oh wow. I don't want you to exert
Yeah,
yourself.
my throat is not hurting. We did 2 hours, girl.
Oh,
But
good.
this right here, this is a lot.
It is a lot. It's gonna
So
be
we just
interesting to see how it pans out.
yeah, this is a lot.
That's
But I want you to go to his channel and the girls they went ahead, well the ladies they went ahead and they post a lot of stuff
okay.
on that channel, that it's just a lot,
It is.
And the thing about it, it's just like we said when it comes to the state of Georgia, that's all the way
Oh
red.
yeah. I'll be better prepared tomorrow night because I will have been able to research and check out some
Yeah.
information. So I should be better prepared tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what
Go
do you
ahead and
think
check it
about
tomorrow.
6 o'clock, 5 o'clock? What's best for you?
Well, I might come on a little earlier, but then I might do another show as well. As definitely, most definitely 6 o'clock.
Correct.
But if they talking about, some stuff, that caught my attention with the trial, once
Mhm.
they go on their lunch break around about 12, I might come on
Okay.
and then come back on again round about, 5 o'clock and might do some talking. But like I said, this right here, this this is a lot,
It is a lot. It is a lot. If I don't catch you early afternoon, I would definitely catch you tomorrow evening. It depends on
Yeah.
how my day is going and what I got to do. But
Hmm.
I will definitely be able to catch you.
Yeah, tomorrow is Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Miss Behavior is going to be on tonight at
Oh,
8 or
she
9.
is.
I think so.
Oh, girl, yeah, that video was so choppy. I went ahead and played it back. I couldn't
Mhm.
understand a thing that I was saying. Maybe because I was far away from my little tablet. But I should have,
Oh,
when she invited us on, I should have got on my mic.
yeah. I could hear you pretty clear though. It was low.
Hmm.
The volume was low, but I could hear you
Oh,
very
okay.
clear.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't hear it at all.
I think she's coming on tonight, if I'm not mistaken, at 8 or 9 o'clock. Um,
Hmm.
I believe that's what I saw is for tonight. Today is the 22nd, is it?
Today's the 22nd. Yes.
Yeah, I think she is coming on tonight. I'm going to check and see.
Okay.
So I can catch her later. All right, Lady D.
All right. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, okay, dear. Have a
All
good night.
righty. You
Bye bye.
too. You too. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. This right here, this has been a very long and interesting day. Starbucks, thank you for coming on and helping the girl out with the mod, Lin Lin. Thank you for your comment. Also, thank you, my girl Kwan S. Thank you for coming on. Yeah, she said, I appreciate it. Sleep well. Thank you very, very much. And I would love to have you back tomorrow. So, most likely, I might come on tomorrow about maybe about 5 where we can all talk, give my voice a little rest and stuff like that. So guys, look, this has been a long day. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, but you all have a good night, but like I say, when it comes to stuff like this, guys, this right here, this is a lot. So you all have a good night. Okay, good night, Star. Thank you, guys.